Hi guys, I am very excited for today's video. We are talking about the things we should keep to ourselves and not share with anyone. Okay, this is a hard one for me personally, so I guess I'm half excited, half anxious about it. Because if you've been watching my videos, you'll know there are essentially two ways I go about them. They're either about something I learned along the way and I want to share them with you so you'll know them too, or things I want to improve about myself, and I'll do a lot of research on the subject, come up with an action plan to make it happen. And then I want to take you along with me so we can both improve together, because it's just easier to do something when you're not alone in it, don't you think? And this is something I definitely need to work on because I'm a sharer. Well, I'm an oversharer actually. My life is an open book. And if I meet you somewhere and we start to chat and I like your energy and we connect, I am ready to spill the beans on my life like that. And it's even worse for close relationships. You know, my friends, my family, Mike know so much more about me than I know about them, whether they want to or not. And that can also get tricky at times. But first tell me, is this something you would like to change about yourself? Would you like to keep things closer to the chest but just don't know when you should do it? Leave me a comment below letting me know, okay? Now, the first thing I realized we should all keep to ourselves is our life goals. The exception being if you're working with a life coach or your partner, because you know, goals are the kind of thing you'll want to know is compatible. And the reason why you shouldn't go around telling people about your biggest goals is because people will want to comment or give their opinion, and that feedback may do you more harm than good. It may confuse you or discourage you. Okay, here's the thing. If I came up to my parents and said I wanted to be a full-time blogger or YouTuber or whatever before the fact, they would try to change my mind, without a doubt. Out of concern or just because they wouldn't get it, you know, they still kind of don't, even though I've been doing it full-time successfully for years now. And I know a lot of people who've given up on their dreams just because enough people told them they couldn't do it. So just keep it to yourself and prove them wrong, okay? Now, the second bit of information we should definitely keep to ourselves is our financial status, particularly if it's very good. I'm not saying that if you're wealthy, you shouldn't be able to enjoy your money so others won't know you have it. What I'm saying is enjoy your money and all the perks you get from it, but don't brag about it. I know this is a tricky one because we live at a time when everything we do ends up on social media, and the more glamorous, the better. But aside from the security risks of you doing that, of showing off your cars and your jewelry and your big house, unless all your acquaintances are equally rich, it may not be very pleasant for them to be with someone who just keeps rubbing it in their faces. You know, some may be happy for you, others may resent you, but no one likes a bragger. And the opposite also applies. It's awkward to be around someone who keeps telling you how poor they are, how they have so much less than you do. Then you will feel like you're the bragger, right? Best to just keep it to yourself, okay? Next, keep your intimacy to yourself. And this can be to different degrees, I guess. I'm guilty of this one too, actually. When I'm with my friends and we're talking about our lives and our relationships, there can be a lot of oversharing. But here's the thing, it is disrespectful to your other half. And honestly, if you imagine them talking about you, you'd probably cringe, right? To a less awkward degree, telling all about a private special moment, whatever it may be, to someone else other than the person you've shared those moments with, just takes something out of it, you know? Also, if it's like a coworker or someone you don't know that well, they just might not be interested in knowing, you know? They're not as invested as you are. It doesn't really mean anything to them, so why do it, you know? Like any prized possession, just treasure it and keep it safely stored. And the same goes for your life philosophy and your religious beliefs. Now, there is nothing wrong about letting people know what your beliefs are. You know, the problem here is when you talk about it so much, it's like you're trying to persuade them to agree or to convert them. You know, I've seen this happen a lot with friends who decided to become more spiritual. They're meditating and doing their yoga, maybe even going vegan, and all of a sudden, that's all they'll speak about. You know, how good they feel, how you should do it too, maybe even become judgmental about your life choices. Do you know what I mean? It is not your job to convince your friends, your family, or anyone really to change their lives in any way. So just accept them for who they are and expect them to do the same to you. Now tell me, are you enjoying this video? Then let me know by giving it a thumbs up. Also, if you'd like to see more inspirational videos like this one, subscribe to my channel. I publish new videos every Tuesday and Friday, plus my inspirational shorts you can watch after this one. Now, another thing you should definitely keep to yourself is the good deeds you do. Yes, we are back to bragging. Here's the thing. When you help someone out, in whatever way, telling others about it can be uncomfortable for the person you helped. Also, you shouldn't do good deeds so others will know about them, right? You do it to be of service and to contribute. I will say there's a definite exception to this rule, which is when you tell people the things you do in order to inspire them to do the same. Like if you're volunteering for something, anything, you can mention it to a friend or even ask them to join in if you have a close enough relationship with them for them to feel comfortable declining. Again, without any pressure or judgment. Other than that, just keep doing those good deeds without anyone knowing about it, okay? Like superheroes do. And while I'm mentioning the obvious things to keep quiet about, here's another. Don't gossip. Don't talk about other people's lives. Don't share any information you know about them, particularly if it's a secret. No matter how juicy, how scandalous, or how cool it will make you look to know that information, just don't do it. Gossip is ugly and very bad karma. And remember, the people who will hear you talk about someone else are the same that will hear others talk about you. So it all comes down to not doing to others what you don't want them doing to you. Next, you should definitely keep your biggest fears and weaknesses to yourself. And this is one thing I've learned the hard way. Sharing your deepest, darkest fears and weaknesses with others gives them power over you. Power that may be used when you least expect it for a number of reasons. Even your family and loved ones may use it against you. People fight, people disagree, a lot of things can happen. And the last thing anyone needs in a moment of stress is having their weaknesses thrown in their faces for whatever reason. Sometimes just to prove a point, that alone can create so much resentment. And here's the saddest part. Often people have no idea how much they're hurting you by using that information because they aren't inside your head. They don't know how big of a deal it is to you, not until it's too late. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't be vulnerable, in your most intimate relationships, or that you shouldn't open up to people closest to you. What I mean is, there is nothing wrong with keeping some things to yourself. And if it's something you need help with, a therapist is a much more likely person to be able to help you with that. Your loved ones can't provide the help you need and may even feel burdened by the fact that there isn't much they can do for you. There's this Portuguese saying, I know it is being Portuguese, maybe I'm wrong. It goes something like, what no one knows, no one spoils. And ultimately, that is the one thing to keep in mind. If you love your life, if you're living the dream, if you're rich or in love or things are really working out for you, enjoy it to the fullest and keep it to yourself. I'm not saying don't talk to people, keep friends and family at bay. I'm not even saying you should lie to them if they ask you about it directly. But, and this is the difference I've learned to make, you don't have to give it all away or get into detail or even offer information when no one asks. You see the difference here? So, keep that in mind the next time you're looking at someone about to spill the beans. Next, I think you will love to watch another video I have about the wonderful art of saying no and how not to feel guilty about it. I will see you over there. Bye bye!